Hello and welcome to the verse of the week. I'm your host, Eli Roque from the Unashamed Disciple podcast. And this week's verse, guys, is found in Luke chapter 6, verses 47 through 49. It reads, Jesus speaking here, "Whoever comes to me and hears my sayings and does them, I will show you whom he is like. He is like a man building a house who dug deep and laid the foundation on the rock. And when the flood arose, the stream beat vehemently against the house and could not shake it, for it was founded on the rock. But he who heard and did nothing is like a man who built a house on the earth without a foundation, against which the stream beat vehemently, and immediately it fell, and the ruin of that house was great." Jesus always spoke in things that we like to call parables. And here he is speaking similar to that. He is speaking in an illustration in the story. And what he says is, "He who comes and hears me." Remember, Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. His words are life. And he says, "He who comes and hears me and does what I say is like a man who builds his house on the rock. And when the winds blew and the floods came, it did not fall. It stood firm. And the other person, he says, was a person who came and heard me, but did not do anything with what I said." And so he likens that person to a person building a house with no foundation, building it on the sand or the earth, so to speak. And great was its fall when the winds and the floods came. And so I take this opportunity and time to encourage you to read the words of Jesus, read what he says, read about him, take his example, and apply it to our lives, right? And that's the main thing we should do. We should not be building our house on the sand, on the earth, and not doing the words of Jesus. We should be building our house on the rock, hearing the words of Jesus and acting them out in our life. I encourage you to do that this week and for your life as a Christian. This has been the verse of the week. I'm your host, Eli Roque from the Unashamed Disciple podcast. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.